Hi guys, for today's episode of Summer of Sega, I'm going to be going over my top 10 Sega Genesis games, and after that, I'm going to list 5 games I've yet to play on the system that I feel like stand a chance to enter that top 10 whenever I actually get the chance to play them. Number 10 is Stargate, the great action platformer based on the movie that started one of my all-time favorite TV series. And number 9 is the original Sonic the Hedgehog. I absolutely love this classic. It's the must-have for the Genesis. You really cannot have the system and not have the original Sonic the Hedgehog. Number 8 is Terminator 2, the arcade game, and number 7 is going to be Samurai Showdown. And I bring these both up together because these are two of the first experiences I ever had with playing an arcade game at home. Number 6 is Power Rangers the movie, and having a Power Rangers game this high might seem a little strange, but at the time I grew up, in the early to mid-90s, this was a huge deal. I absolutely loved the Power Rangers. I still remember going to, I can't remember if it was McDonald's or Burger King, but I want to say it was McDonald's, where they had all the really cool toys for the movie, trying to get all of them, and for some reason I could never ever find the White Ranger, but I had like 4 of the Yellow Ranger, and it was just such a huge part of my childhood. That TV series, that original run, and the original movie, absolutely loved it, and it's actually a pretty decent beat 'em up. It really is something that's similar to something like Streets of Rage. It's a lot of fun. One of my earlier Summer Sega episodes, I talked about all the Power Rangers games on the Genesis and the Sega CD, and this is overall probably one of, if not the best ones, and actually a genuinely good game, Power Rangers or not. Number 5 is my favorite Sonic game on the Genesis, Sonic 2. And why do I like Sonic 2 better than 3 or even the original? I really don't know. I really can't tell you why. For some reason, I just have more fun with Sonic 2 than 1 or 3, and for some reason I'm better at Sonic 2 than 1 or 3. I have absolutely no idea why, but no, at number 5, Sonic 2. Number 4 is Last Battle, and this is my favorite action game on the Genesis. I love the large detailed sprites, the anime themes, the absolutely horrendous translations of the dialogue. Overall, I mean, everything about it is just pure fun. It's difficult, but not exceptionally difficult where it's going to get you frustrated. It's difficult to the point where you might have to play it multiple times to get through certain sections, but it's fun enough that you actually want to do that. So this is my favorite non-RPG on the Sega Genesis, Last Battle. My number 3 is the original Shining Force, and this is a game that is still to this day one of my favorite strategy RPGs. It's something where I really think the gameplay and the artistic direction of the game is really where this game is exceptional. As far as the story and the characters, they were good. They're always good, but even for the time, compared to a lot of its competitors, it wasn't quite up to snuff in that area. It was good, but not at that exceptional level that some other games on the Genesis or particularly the Super Nintendo were at. But where this really beat a lot of its competition was in that beautiful art direction, was in just fantastic gameplay, a lot of replay value for an RPG, especially for the time, and I really got hooked on that battle system where when you go in to attack or use a spell or use an item, it really brings you into that really nice hand-drawn anime style with like the 2 people on each side, and I really enjoyed Shining Force, but one I liked much more was Shining Force 2, my number 2 Sega Genesis of all time. This took everything that I had as a negative for the first Shining Force and improved it, and took everything that was a positive for the first Shining Force and kept what was perfect about the original and improved what wasn't. Everything about Shining Force 2 is fantastic. It finally takes that near flawless, almost peerless at the time gameplay and pairs it with a better world, a more in-depth story, something that feels a little more of a meaty RPG for the time period. And if you've been keeping up with my channel, particularly my Summer of Sega videos, you know that my favorite Genesis game of all time is Phantasy Star 4, the only one on this list that I do not own, one of those stupid sold as a teenager and for some reason haven't gotten back yet kind of things, and really looking forward to getting a boxed copy of that. I definitely want the Japanese Mega Drive version. Absolutely, hands down, my favorite Sega Genesis game. As much as I really enjoy Shining Force 1 and 2, they don't even come close to Phantasy Star 4 for me. That is just like shooting for the moon, way above everything else. Really love it. I actually like it better than the majority, not all, but the majority of Super Nintendo RPGs. Phantasy Star 4 for me is one of the ultimate RPGs for that time period. And I still play it on the PS2 with my Sega Genesis collection, but as always, there's nothing like having the original, nothing like playing in the original hardware, so looking forward to finally getting my hands on a copy of that. But that is my top 10 list for the Sega Genesis, my current top 10, and it's something where, again, I've only gotten into Sega recently, and even with the Genesis, I only had a handful of games when I had it as a kid, so it's something that I'm still exploring. And to go to that point, coming up next is going to be a list of 5 games that I really feel will actually stand a chance at breaking into this top 10 once I get a chance to play them. Games that I'm really looking forward to finding, and let me know if you've ever played any of these 5 games, or if you've played any games in my top 10. What's your top 10 for the Sega Genesis?